M7 crime story. We continuing. 10 most insane plot twists. I think we're on number 5.
It keeps us from seeing who the real beauty.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, yo, let's go.
Sometimes beauty is a curse on this world. It keeps us from seeing who the real monsters are.
That's
the
facts.
words of a fictional serial killer could not have been more true in what's become known as one of Germany's most twisted and vicious crimes. Behind eyes that seduced and a come-hither smile lay a twisted personality intent on destroying another for selfish gain. It was a homicide like no other, something one would only find between the pages of a good thriller novel or on the silver screen of Hollywood. For one person, it was a crime committed in an act of desperation. For the victim, it was simply trusting and believing in the goodness of others. But what possessed the killer to commit such a brutal and senseless murder? Ingolstadt is the second largest German city on the Danube River. Its skyline is dominated by Gothic-era architecture that can transport one back to the medieval ages. It's no wonder that the city inspired one of the settings in Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein, and is also believed to be the city where the free-thinking Illuminati order was founded in 1776.
Right.
Today, though, the grand beauty of the city has been overshadowed by a murder so vicious, one has to hear the entire sordid tale to believe it. Close to midnight on August 16, 2022, the Bavarian police received a frantic call from the parents of German beauty blogger Shahraban K. She told her parents that she was traveling to Munich to meet with her ex-husband. When she failed to return home and failed to answer or return any of their calls, her parents feared for her safety and set out to look for her themselves. They discovered her Mercedes abandoned in a residential parking lot near the Danube River. In the back seat was a body. Police arrived and cordoned off the area as her parents stood back watching the unreal scene unfold. Police opened the door to reveal a gruesome sight. It was the body of a young woman who'd been stabbed so severely, her face had been disfigured. Blood had soaked into the seats and carpet of the car. Once the body was removed, paramedics attempted to resuscitate the young woman, but it was far too late. Shahraban's parents were able to identify her. Although they could not make out her features due to the violence of the stabbing, her dark hair and physique were unmistakable. A quick check of the number plates confirmed the identity of the victim. Police released a statement telling the press that a young woman had been found murdered, and it appeared to be a violent crime. The German press released her first name only, as is customary with German law procedure regarding a homicide investigation, alongside with a picture of Shahraban K. According to reports, 23-year-old Shahraban K lived with her parents in the Bavarian capital of Munich. She is of German-Iraqi descent, and as stated in media reports, had previously been married. According to media outlets, Shahraban is a beautician by trade and often blogged about her work. German authorities did not divulge too much of her personal life to the media, but it's alleged that she spent much of her time on social media. Investigators at the crime scene allegedly discovered several knives, none of which were the actual weapon used.
What?
They also realized that the murder had taken place somewhere else, and the body had been dumped in the backseat of the car before it was abandoned in the parking lot. Investigators searched the surrounding wooded area for clues, but nothing was found, not even the murder weapon. An autopsy was performed on the young woman, and it was revealed that she'd been stabbed a total of 50 times.
What?
There were no other injuries to her body, and she'd not been assaulted.
Poor girl.
Although her parents had already identified her, the investigators required a more concrete result. Blood samples and fingerprints were taken for DNA testing and identification. Within 2 days, the results were back. Police were preparing to begin investigations into who could have wanted Shahraban dead as they began to look through the autopsy reports. However, in a shocking turn of events, investigators discovered that nothing was what it seemed to be. The twist in this case was so unexpected and surreal that it left everyone speechless. The body was not that of Shahraban.
What?
Her parents, although relieved, were even more confused.
Nah.
For both them and the investigators, the question was obvious. Who was this girl, and how was she related to Shahraban? The victim was identified as 23-year-old Khadija O. She was an Algerian-born beauty blogger who lived in Heilbronn, over 100 miles from Munich. Investigators have not revealed much about her personal life. What is known is that she used social media platforms as a means to promote herself in the beauty industry and created a fan following for her beauty blog. With this mind-boggling discovery, the entire line of investigation had changed. Police were now looking at Shahraban as a possible suspect in Khadija's murder. The police had released a statement about the missing woman on August 16, 2022, and they received several tips and reports about a woman who was seen in and around Ingolstadt who shared an uncanny resemblance to the murdered woman. These were brushed off as rumors initially, but once the DNA report proved that it was not Shahraban who'd been murdered, they began looking into these sightings closely. Shahraban had been caught on CCTV footage on August 17, 2022, the day after the body was found at a local pizzeria. After viewing the footage, police questioned the staff and owner and discovered that she'd been seen with a man in the days following the discovery of Khadija's body. They also learned that the man was a local. More interviews.
Don't tell me on there. Don't tell me that she and this man killed an innocent girl so she could fake her death. Don't tell me that's what happened. I feel like that's what happened. That's what it's sounding like so far.
With witnesses led them to the apartment of Shakir K., a 23-year-old Kosovian national living in Ingolstadt. And
bro, what y'all doing at 23, bro? You ain't got more things to do. You so bored, bro. But anyways, I'm not sure if that's what happened, so let me just listen to the whole thing first.
The alleged lover of Shahraban. As it happened, the crime scene was not very far from the apartment complex of Shakir. Investigators tracked Shakir to his apartment, and there they found both him and Shahraban and arrested them on August 19, 2022. The couple were questioned by investigators regarding their involvement in the murder of Khadija. By then, investigators had already followed up on Khadija's online profile and discovered that she'd befriended Shahraban on Instagram back in the summer of 2022. There had been numerous chats between the two women, but what was of particular interest to the police was Shahraban's constant request to meet in person and the uncanny resemblance between both women. Investigators then began looking into Shahraban's online profile. A team of digital forensic analysts were able to match her picture and several fake accounts on various social media platforms. It became clear that Shahraban and her partner Shakir had been scouring the internet trying to find lookalikes. They had allegedly made contact with 5 different women, all of whom rejected their requests to meet in person. Investigators questioned the couple over a period of time, and they remained in custody from August 2022. In January 2023, police finally revealed to German newspaper The Bild that Shahraban was looking for a doppelganger to use in a fake murder plot. According to reports, Shahraban had been going through a difficult patch with her family and was desperate to find a way out. She intended to go into hiding and find a lookalike who she could use to fake her own death so her family would not search for her. Investigators described her actions as selfish and morally depraved. Khadija had been the unlucky woman who fell for Shahraban's deception. According to police, Shahraban allegedly posed as the German rapper Lune and invited Khadija to star in an upcoming music video. Uncertain about the invitation, Khadija was able to make contact with the rapper and left a voice message that said, "I hope you can see it and answer me because I'm very, very unsure. It would be really cool if you could tell me if it's real or fake." The rapper responded telling Khadija, "It's fake, sister. Don't answer." When this failed, Shahraban made Khadija an offer she couldn't refuse, a set of beauty products she was known for using often.
What?
Investigators then put together...
What? Beauty products? What you mean? An offer she couldn't refuse? Hold on.
When this failed, Shahraban made Khadija an offer she couldn't refuse, a set of beauty products she was known for using often.
They madman thing.
Investigators then put together all the puzzle pieces and developed a theory of how the couple lured Khadija to her death. Shahraban lied to her parents about...
You telling me this girl This girl died over beauty products, bro. She put herself in potential danger over beauty products. Like, you reach out to the rapper and she told you, nah, that's not me, it's fake. And then the person come back and offer you beauty products and you still took it? Like, wait, so when the rapper told you it was fake, didn't you confront the other individual to be like, yo, I spoke to the rapper, they said you're fake, like, what's good with that? Boom, boom. And then what was their excuse to then make you say, you know what? Yeah, I'll still do it for some beauty products. Like, I'll still go 100 miles. Bro, they say she 100 miles from them, bro. Like, originally. That's where she from. 100 miles away from where the body was found or whatever. Or that town or whatever. Bro, 100, you know it's 100 miles, cuh? Bro, it takes like almost 2 hours, about 2 hours, give and take traffic, to drive 50 miles, right? So that's like a 4 hour, 4.5 hour drive, give and take traffic, bro. I'm not doing that for some beauty products, bro. I'm not doing that for 2-3 paints. Bro, the paints, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, tubes of paint, I don't know, bro. I don't know how rare it could get, how expensive they could get in regards to making me feel like, yeah, I gotta go drive 4.5 hours and risk my life. Like, what? That's weird, bro.
But having to meet with her ex-husband. Then she left home on the morning of August 16, 2022, stupid. And met with Shakir in Ingolstadt. From there, the two drove to Khadijah's home in Heilbronn. Afterwards, they all drove back to Ingolstadt, but stopped a few miles away in a forested area where they lured Khadijah out of the car before stabbing her over 50 times.
Jeez, poor girl.
They paid particular attention to her face in order to disfigure Khadijah, hoping she wouldn't be so easily recognized. After stabbing her to death, they pushed her body into the back seat of the car and drove back to Ingolstadt. They abandoned the vehicle in a parking lot near the residential area, hoping it would be found and that their plan could finally go ahead. Unbeknownst to them, investigators looked for more than just facial features to identify a victim of homicide. After almost 5 months of being kept in custody on suspicion of homicide without bail, Shahraban and Shakir were served warrants of arrest on January 26th and 27th, 2023, respectively, and were charged with first-degree murder in the death of Khadijah O. The couple both celebrated their 24th birthdays behind bars, and if found guilty, would likely be celebrating their remaining birthdays in prison.
Yeah, bro.
Police spokesperson Andreas Asheli said the burden of proof was overwhelming. The murder weapon has still not been found, but the burden of proof is overwhelming. The victim was killed with more than 50 stab wounds, and her face was badly injured. This was brutal to the extreme, he said. Asheli added that it was a case that required skill, as it wasn't normal in any sense. It was an extraordinary case that required all the investigators' skills. We don't have a case like this every day, especially with such a spectacular twist. On the day we found the body, we did not expect it to develop like this, he said. For Shahraban's parents, their relief at discovering their daughter alive was short-lived once they realized the selfish and depraved motive for taking an innocent life. Following the news of the murder, rapper Lune released a message to her fans. Khadijah was contacted again with a lure attempt. This time it worked because she believed in the good in people. Today's case not only highlights the dangers of social media, but also that evil can hide behind a beautiful face. It also serves as a reminder to anyone who uses social media to always be on their guard and be wary of making friends online. So, what are your thoughts on today's case? What could have driven Shahraban to take such extreme action to escape her family?
Bro, straight selfishness, evidently. Like, evidently she's selfish.
On September 4th, 19...
So, alright, everybody. That was that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cut this, make another clip, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, alright?